President Obama earlier today also, when he took the podium at the UN, preached about human rights. Here's a little bit.
We have banned those who abuse human rights from traveling to our country. And we sanction those who trample on human rights abroad. And we will always serve as a voice for those who've been silent.
And yet, as he made those very statements, one man, believed to be innocent by many, awaits death at the hands of the state, the United States.
They were able to, to ID him as the person who actually did it.
The primary reason he was convicted, the witness testimony. But this is how the juror feels now.
If I knew then what I know now, Troy Davis would not be on death row. The verdict would be not guilty.
I said, this is Troy Anthony Davis, and I've been sitting on Georgia death row for 16 years for a crime I did not commit. It's a struggle for me and my family, as well as the victim's family, who I sympathize with really, because they have been cheated out of justice just as I have. You should never be able to convict a man or even indict a person, man or woman, without any physical evidence, none whatsoever. I would never take another human being's life. And this killer is still out there. My family's in mourning, the victim's family's in mourning, and the truth is still locked in because I didn't get justice. Well, in DNA cases, you know, that's physical evidence that you can test. I have no physical evidence to test to prove my innocence. But when these witnesses volunteered to come forward because their conscience was bothering them about the lies that they told on me, when they came forward and signed these affidavits, then that was evidence for me to test.
Almost all of the prosecution's star witnesses have changed their stories. Some saying police pressured them to say Troy Davis did it.
Didi was 16. They went to his house and took him out of his house with like 20 police officers with no parents and no lawyers, interrogating him for 7 hours.
And I told them over and over that I didn't see this happen. They put what they wanted to put in that statement.
He said, I kept telling them Troy didn't do it, and they put in that statement what they wanted to put in there, and told me they would charge me with accessory to murder unless I signed the statement.
When they took me to that death cell for death watch 24 hours before the execution, you know, it really affected me and everybody on death row, because you had grown men crying because they've heard about my situation, they know I'm innocent, and they was like, they said, if I couldn't get no justice, nobody could get justice.
There's great disparity in the application of the death penalty. It's an inherent problem. It's as much of an inherent problem as racism still is in American society.
This situation could have happened to anyone, but it needs to start with me. It needs to continue to let their voice be heard.
A U.S. death row inmate has been executed by lethal injection in the state of Georgia. A U.S. death row inmate has been executed by lethal injection in the state of Georgia. A U.S. death row inmate has been executed by lethal injection in the state of Georgia. A U.S. death row inmate has been executed by lethal injection in the state of Georgia.